Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. One of the Sanjeevani Sri Ramakrishna has given to the entire world to attain the immortal state of total freedom from nature forever. We are reading that Sri Ramakrishna has come to the Vidyasagar's place and giving him supreme knowledge of realization, the various states of realization, from a jnani state, from a bhakta's point of vision of God, and the vijnani state, he comes and tells how intimately he realizes God and views God. All aspects of God possible in and through the human system. Beyond we do not know. We are within the human system. We enter into daily 3 states of waking, dreaming and deep sleep, Jagra, Swapna, Shushupti. And we expand it to the beyond, to enter into a higher state of consciousness, expansion of consciousness. I am expanding in the consciousness. I am entering into superconscious states. Even superconscious state has limitation up to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That's all what we can understand about God, where I dissolve myself and He alone remains. Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, God is with form, without form, and many more things. How much can we know about God? Because human system limits. It has even realization has limit. We can never say, I have known God completely. This and this alone is God. He can be anything. He has no limitations. So he is beyond limitation. So he can manifest in any way, in any number of times, has no limitation. So we were seeing the studies. It is not for Panditya, the scholarship, but to realize God. All actions. It doesn't mean only scripturals. Any studies you do in your life, ultimately, even family life, ultimately must lead you to God. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The 4 phases of life also, you see. As a student, you will have the Dharma, then begin the earning, Artha, then Kama, fulfillment of all needs and desires of life, then Moksha. Moksha is the most important. All this from childhood, what you studied, what you did, but ultimately end in transcending the nature and go beyond. So all things, all your thoughts, all your feelings, and all your actions must lead you to God every moment. At the same time, it must fulfill all the duties of life also, giving love to all, serving all, taking care of the family, bringing them up. Everything must go on smoothly, and your evolution also. In and through all those activities, there must be constant evolution. So studies ultimately has a only purpose to realize God. We leave it halfway to fulfill our needs of life. We don't go beyond. But if you have the ideal before your eyes, the goal to reach before your eyes. The same activities which you are doing, the same family life in which you are living will lead you to go beyond and enter the life eternal. So this is Sri Ramakrishna want the innermost significance of all this, what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. If you are a householder, if you are living as a householder, live like the sages of the age. The Rishi would acquire it. If you are a sannyasi, leave everything, call on God, realize, show it to the people, guide them in their path, whatever path they are following. So this is the whole thing is humanity must ultimately reach that as a collective, one world of love, peace and harmony. Individually, they must transcend the nature and go beyond. We saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu witnessing a person hearing the Gita and shedding tears. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes and asks, "Why are you weeping? Do you understand all this?" He says, "No, I just see Krishna's teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Arjuna and Krishna seated in front of the chariot. It's all I see." So the essence is what you hear must be converted into bhavana rather than its meaning, grasping the meaning and holding it for lecturing. It must create bhava in you. The bhava is what leads feelings. From hearing, shravana, it must generate manana. Manana is constant, again and again, chewing the cud. So it must go on and on. Once you hear, thousands of times you contemplate on it. Manana. Shravana, manana. Then nididhyasana. You slowly get established into it. Why does a Vijnani keep an attitude of love towards God? Vijnani is dealing with, he has seen God in various aspects. He has seen Him as the Nirguna, Nirakara of the absolute existence in the Nirvikalpa. He has come down. He wants to know more about God. Is this all God, this oneness, or is there any other manifestations of God? He is seeing various ways, the same God, every manifestation. Oh, it is He who is in the form of world. It is He who is in the form of jivas. It is He, what all we can think of and imagine. He goes on seeing, and finally he cultivates a little love of God with that supreme jnana. He retains that love. Why does this Vijnani? Jnani could not, because his whole mind, awareness and realizations are limited to the Nirguna Nirakara. Saguna Sakara is left out. This we clearly see in the life of Totapuri, the one who came to teach Advaita to Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna reaches the ultimate state within a short time, and he'll be surprised at it just 3 days. And then he sees him as Purna Jnana. And he wonders, oh, having attained Brahman, the absolute existence, the ultimate, what are you singing the names and glories of God and clapping your hand and dancing? Kya roti thok rahe ho? He makes fun of him. Then he sees, ultimately, he wants to give up the body. Oh, I am Brahman. What is this? Body is giving pain. He gets stomach pain. And to get rid of it, he says, why should I be limited by this body? I am Brahman. Let me give up this body now. And then merge in the absolute. So he goes to river to give up the body. He crosses the whole river, Ganga, but he doesn't get water sufficient to drown even. When he reaches the other side, he gets a vision of the Divine Mother. And without it also, his realization is complete, his mukti is assured. But he would have missed something else. Oh, God has another various aspects I can. So last he leaving, he never used to stay any place more than 3 days, 3 nights. He stays here for 11 days, 11 months at a stretch, long period with Sri Ramakrishna, and giving him all the knowledge of Advaita. While going, he came as Jnani, giving all the Jnana. He is going back as Vijnani. He says, to you, I will never forget you and Divine Mother anymore in my life. So as Vijnani he is going, with the knowledge of Divine Mother, pervading the units, running to every jiva, taking care of every soul, making the whole universe work, and at the same time remain independent of all that as Divine Mother of every jiva, to rush to his rescue whenever he calls. So this aspect also of God he sees. God has the power to manifest in every way. So why does a Vijnani keep an attitude of love towards God? Because he is Vijnani, has seen the absolute, the ocean of bliss, peace, love, absolute. The answer is that I consciousness persists. When he is in Samadhi, he is dissolved in the absolute, only God alone remains. He is no more there. When he comes to again back from the superconscious state to the normal conscious state of the waking state, he sees himself in an entirely different way. He sees that that ego has manifested in him. It is not bad ego. It is good ego. Not only good, it is refined ego. It is Sattva Pradhana. It is Shuddha Sattva Pradhana of the Lord. That ego as if it is ego of God, so much pure. There is no Sattva Rajas in that ego. Yet that ego is there. What to do with that ego? Comes there. We have a worldly ego which can understand and hold on to world alone. It doesn't know the beyond. Thus, this ego of a Jnani, of a Vijnani, of a Nitya Siddha, any one who has attained the perfection, when he comes back to Vyuthana Sthiti, it is called Vyuthana, coming back from the Samadhi to the normal consciousness. In Vyuthana Sthiti, he sees God has presented him way back with an ego. And this ego is the ego of knower of God, Jnani. What to do with that ego? The answer is that I consciousness persists. It disappears in the state of Samadhi, no doubt, but it comes back. In the case of ordinary people, the I never disappears. Never disappears. It disappears only in deep sleep. Here it dissolves in the superconscious state also, the other end. And when he comes down, that earlier world is no more there. It is divine world and divine ego. You may cut down the Ashwatha tree, but the next day shoots up all now. Even after the attainment of knowledge, this I consciousness comes up. Even after the attainment of knowledge, that is the supreme knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi. This I consciousness comes up, nobody knows from where, because we are coming back and landing in this bodily existence. You dream of a tiger, then you wake, then you awake, but your heart keeps on palpitating. All our sufferings is due to this I. The cow cries Amba, which means I. That is why it suffers so much. It is yoked to the plough and made to work in rain and sun. Then it may be killed by the butcher. From its hide are made and so drums. From its hide shoes are made and so also drums, which are mercilessly beaten. Shoe, everyone tramps and goes, the drums are beaten, laughter. Still it does not escape suffering. At last, the strings are made out of the entrails for the bows used in carding cotton. Then it no longer says Amba Amba, I, but it says Tuhu Tuhu, Thou Thou. Only then are its troubles over. O Lord, I am the servant, Thou art the master. I am the child, Thou art the mother. See how the I comes back even from when he descends from the Samadhi sthiti. But this I is not the I of we people. We people's I is associated with the bodily existence. That I is universal existence. I pervading the whole universe. The microcosm has merged in the macrocosm. But that I is there. I is there, individualized, but enlightened individualized. So at spiritual level, when we love God, we are still bodies trying to bring God to our level of bodily existence, imagining Him to be a person or personality. But in case of the enlightened one, He raises himself to the pure spiritual essence and loves God as spiritual wholeness. I am an individual consciousness, I am loving the universal consciousness. This I is transformed into a bhakta-like state, but at a spiritual level. When we say bhakta, at our level, we are still bodies, God is spirit. There is spirits to spirit. And why is it necessary to keep that I alive, keep it in the spiritual realm and be an example for others? What will be the thing, what happens to you when you realize God? You will be in the ocean of bliss and possessing this ego, I, and serving others with great love, to pour love on beings, to give the knowledge, radiate knowledge and peace. The I is maintained, and that I is a servant of the Lord, loves Lord in various aspects. Then he gives the example of cow. How the cow goes on saying Amba, Amba, Aham, Aham, Ma, Ma. Even we can see the goats and all. Meh, meh. Meh means I. So that I, because Amba, Amba, it goes on being utilized, exploited, and then finally Sri Ramakrishna makes the even when drum is made, it is beaten. When it is the skin, shoes are made, still, because that is the only thing that leaves after the cow leaves the body. The flesh, this, that, everything will be finished. Only skin remains. Even then, it makes the sound, I, I. Then finally, from its entrails, intestine, the thread is made up of intestine. A rope-like thing is made, with which the carding bow is tied. Now, missionaries have come for carding. We used to have cotton beds, cotton for making threads in those days, earlier days. From ancient times, it has to be separated into small fibers, both for filling the bed, and once in a year it will become again hardened and pressed. Again we take out and the carding will go on. So in that process, a bow is made and the string is hit and placed amidst the cotton. Each time he does, it starts vibrating in such a heavy speed that fibers are thrown here and there. Cotton is made into pieces and thrown. We have seen this being done in our childhood days. Even in school times, they used to come to door to carding and refilling the beds. So that makes the sound of a tanpura. Down, down, down. Beautiful sound comes. In West, we see the violin. They used to use only the leather part, the strings of the entrails. They used to, even it's called even catgut, even for the rackets, they used to use the shuttlecock and all what we play. We used to use these catguts. It was from cats' entrails. Here Sri Ramakrishna is giving the strings of cows. Then it makes the sound tong, 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 tong. Amba, amba comes to tong, tong, you. I, it was telling. Now it says, then it's end. It's a symbolic way of telling. As long as I is there, you'll be in that state. When you start giving you. Last, that is actually, if we see in our lives, what I was telling you earlier, what all we do, what all we have kept, each one of us, is for me. Whether it is family or property, everything is for me. Whatever I do is for me. It gets turned, it becomes sacrifice for others. My life is for others. My life is for God. My life is for the welfare of this world. So the sacrifice begins. I becomes you. This body is for you. My life is for you. The patriots, how they sing, my life is for you, mother. The motherland, it wants to offer its everything. What all it has, its property, his wealth, his name, fame, his bodily existence, everything he wants to give to nation, a patriot. Similarly, a social service maker, he wants to give his all to the society. The real one who is walking, a spiritual aspirant, aspiring for spiritual attainments, he gives his all. Everywhere you see, when the sacrifice comes, there is the end. It is leading him to transcend the nature and go beyond. So, this from me to the other side. Then he gives, even how does the I appear? Like you are entered into a dream, you are seeing a tiger in dream. When getting up also, after getting up also, the heartbeat continues. Like that, after coming down from the samadhi also, the I continues. but this I is dipped in Chaitanya and brought out. So it loves God. God is Chaitanya Swarupa. Seeing Chaitanya and being Chaitanya, you can love. Love is possible between similar species. You can, as ant, you can love another ant. You cannot love an elephant. As a tiger, you can love another tiger or a cub. You can't love an elephant. So, love is possible between different, same species. If different species are there, love is not possible. Exploitation alone will be there. So here we see you have become from bodily existence to your spirit, you raised yourself to the spiritual existence. You are spirit now. After coming down, I am, that I am is not the old I am associated with the little property and family. This I am is I am of the universal level. Whole world is mine. I belong to this world. See, divine oneness at the universal level. That is that I. Now this I, which is refined I, spiritualized I, it becomes such a instrument that I have to give. This I, it starts sacrificing. Loving God, why does it love God? Is the main question Sri Ramakrishna asks. A Vijnani, why does he cultivate love of God? Because he is spiritual being now. That I is there associated with spiritual being. And that he is going to make again enter into the, it can love spirit. It loves God. A small I is loving the infinite I. I is getting shifted. I is there as spiritual I. Formerly it was material I. Now after realization, I is continuing as spiritual I. When material I was there, I was loving matter. Material body, material possessions. Now it is spiritual I. It cannot hold on to matter or individuals. It holds on to the entire humanity, all living beings, and God it loves. Now, only then its troubles over. O Lord, I am the servant, thou art the master. I am the child, thou art the mother. This Sri Ramakrishna goes on insisting to be instrument of God, in the hand of God. Be a, just live as belonging to the Lord. Each time he will be singing that song, Ami Jantra Tumi Jantri, Ami Ghar Tumi Gharani. I am an instrument, you are the mechanic, you are the operator, and I am house, you are the indweller. So he is associating his existence with God. Then the I reaches its fulfillment. Once Rama asked Hanuman, how do you look upon me? And Hanuman replied, O Rama, as long as I have the feeling of I see that thou art the whole and I am the part. Thou art the master, I am the servant. But when Rama, I have the knowledge of truth, then I realize that thou art I and I am thou. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhritavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namah.